Okay, Reagan, let's jump to some playoff teams for this upcoming season. Obviously, in the offseason, I do my predictions. Sometimes I get a lot of things right. Sometimes I get a lot of things wrong. Really quickly, I'm just going to, name off the teams I had in the playoffs. I'm going to actually make a change or two. I haven't made an episode, recently talking about some of the things that went on in the NFL. So I will address these topics, eventually on a solo podcast, a solo show where I'm talking, and things of that nature. But so far in the NFC, I had Tampa as the number 1 seed, Seattle number 2, Green Bay number 3, Philly number 4, San Fran number 5, New Orleans number 6, and Arizona number 7. Those were the 7 playoff teams I had, and that was the order. So I had Tampa, Seattle, Green Bay, Philly winning their divisions. The rest were wildcard teams. I'm going to make one change as of today, which is late September of 2020. I'm taking the 49ers out. I'm taking them out because Jimmy G.
That's the change?
That's the change,
Not
yes.
Tampa Bay?
No, Tampa Bay is good. I love Tampa Bay still.
The number 1 seed?
I don't know, man. I'll get to Tampa Bay in a little bit later, but I just look at the 49ers division. The Rams are better than I thought they were. I doubted the Rams. I had them only winning 5 games, actually. I knew it was a hot take, but they're better than I thought. Jared Goff looks good. The offensive line is better than I thought. The defense is pretty good. I like what I see from the Rams. And the 49ers, I had them winning 10 games to start the year. And now that Bose is out for the year, now that D Ford's had some injuries, now that the wide receiver core is sort of iffy with all these injuries, I don't think they make the playoffs. I don't.
Football's so finicky. Like, those things happen. Can't nobody knock you for that, man. I mean, injuries happen. And this weekend, it was bad in the NFL all across the face of the league. So I can't even knock you for taking the 49ers out, man. No one saw that coming to that team.
Yeah, and I'll get to you in a second, but in the AFC, I have Baltimore, Kansas City, Patriots 3 seed, Texans 4 seed. Texans, yes. I have the Texans in there. I actually still have the Texans in there. I believe in Deshaun Watson, so I think they're going to make the playoffs. Then I have Buffalo. Then I had Denver, which I'm moving off of in a second, okay? And then I had Cleveland. And I'm going to make one change. I'm going to take Denver out of the playoffs.
Not Cleveland?
No, not Cleveland, no. I'm going to take Denver out of the playoffs.
Man.
Because, see, here's the thing. Denver, they had injuries they had not great offensive line play to begin with. Juwan James opted out. I was disappointed about that when I made my prediction because he was supposed to be playing. He's not going to play anymore. Bad offensive line. Drew Lock's out for a couple weeks. Cortland Sutton's out for the season. Von Miller's out for the season. They just lost 2 major players. So I'm going to take Denver out, and I'm going to put Tennessee in. I like what I've seen from Tennessee. Who are your playoff teams, man?
That's interesting. Cleveland makes it, man. I don't know if I'm a believer in Cleveland. Specifically, I don't know if I'm a believer in Baker yet. But I'll get to mine. In the NFC, I'll start there. I have first seed. I'll give it to the Seahawks. I very, very much like the Seahawks. I got to shout out Russell Wilson. I'm not sure if you've heard of the tag, like hashtag let Russ cook. Yeah. Basically, just let Russell Wilson do what Russell Wilson does. Let him be the focal point of the offense. He's great enough to do that. And it seems like they're going to let him do that this year. That team's going to be damn good. So I'm going to put the Seahawks at 1. I'm going to take your Packers at 2. I will take the Cowboys at 3. As much as I hate to say that, I'll take the Saints at 4. I'll take the Cardinals at 5. I'll take the Rams.
Okay.
And
are you going to put Tampa in there?
I'm not putting Tampa in there. I'll be damned.
Are you going to put the 49ers in there?
No, I will not put the 49ers in there. Man, the AFC might finally be better than the NFC. No, not Minnesota either. That's what I'm saying. They're running out of good teams here.
You might have to put
Does Carson Wentz do it? Does Carson Wentz do it? Do I pick the home? Do I go with the home squad? Oh man, not New York. I'll say Philadelphia. Why not? Why not have a little bit? As much as I bashed my team today, I'll sprinkle a little bit of faith in them. I'll get taking that 7th seed, going up against who other than the Seahawks. Man, maybe that's Carson Wentz's redemption story. Oh no, the first team gets a bye, so that would be the Packers. We'll take y'all out too. It don't matter. We'll take on anyone. That's the underdog. That's underdog Philly, man. That's underdog Philly. They're different.
We'll see. But really quickly, why do you have Tampa missing out on the playoffs, man?
Brady doesn't have it anymore. I refuse. I mean, I saw it week 1. You even saw it a little bit last week. I didn't think it would work between him and Mike Evans, but the touchdown that Mike Evans caught, right, wasn't even a deep ball. It was a back shoulder. Brady can't push the ball past 35 yards downfield. All right, Pete, I don't care how many coaches come out of training camp telling me, oh, his arm's better than last year, this, that, and the other. I don't care how much Bruce Arians tells me that. I don't care. Tom Brady ain't got it no more, man. And they have a team full of dudes. I saw Rob Gronkowski week 1. He can't move. He can't move. He's nowhere near the athlete that he was. And, I don't want to come on here checking players and stuff like that, but the dude looks nowhere near like the athlete that he was when he left New England. Ronald Jones, as much as I love my USC guys, he's been less than impressive. Leonard Fournette, we know, and granted he had the run last week, right? But outside of that run, the dude wasn't putting in a whole lot of work. They have a lot of dudes who we think might be good, but really aren't all that good. And when I say that, I mean Gronkowski, Brady, Fournette, Jones. Godwin and Evans are going to be mainstays. They're always going to be good. But outside of those two, man, I'm not believers in anyone on that Tampa Bay offense. I think people were drinking that Kool-Aid way too much, man. Way too much. Way too much.
What are your thoughts on the defense? What are your thoughts on the defense?
I think Levante David, is one of the, if not the most underrated players in the NFL. Very solid player. I think they have a decent pass rush. Secondary shot. And you have a shot secondary, and as great as their pass rush is, it's not good enough to hide that secondary enough. So I think teams are probably going to start lighting them up. When they play some really good offenses, they're going to get lit up. So, yeah, I'm not a believer in the team at all.
All right, man. I've made a lot of Tampa Bay videos, so I'm just going to let y'all watch those videos. I'm not going to defend them here because they are off to a little bit of a slow start. But who do you have in the AFC making the playoffs?
I'll agree with you. I'll take the Chiefs. Baltimore, Bills number 3. I think the Bills have a lot of. Josh Allen is making me eat crow right now.
Really good.
He's playing extremely well, and I didn't think he had this in him. It's almost Wentz-esque the way he's playing right now. I don't want to put too much pressure on him, but he's having the what is this year? He's having the 3rd year leap that Carson Wentz had in his 2nd year. So I'll put Bills at 3. I'll take the. No, I can't put them there. I'll put the Titans at 4, Patriots at 5, Steelers at 6, and I'll put the Raiders at 7.
Like the Raiders. Ooh, elaborate on that. Elaborate on that a little bit.
John, and I know people have had their assumptions that John Gruden doesn't want Derek Carr as his quarterback, but Derek Carr, for his faults and his deep ball throwing, he's been pretty freaking good, right? And the mix between him and Henry Ruggs might not exactly work, but when you talk about dudes like, was it Braylon Edwards?
Brian Edwards, yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, Brian Edwards.
Darren Waller.
Darren Waller. Yeah, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow. He is those dudes on the underneath passes masterfully. And Josh Jacobs, my God, I got him on my fantasy team. The dude is great, man. And that offense is going to ebb and flow as Josh Jacobs does. And when you have a consistent back like that and a pretty decent offensive line, you're always going to be a decent offense. And that defense is good enough to, I think, hold opposing teams. You talk about a guy like they lost Carl, or they got rid of Carl Joseph, but they still have a lot of talent on the defensive end. I'm trying to remember some of those dudes. Sorry if this plane is bothering it. Man, who's some dudes on that Raiders defense?
Max Crosby, he's pretty good.
What's that?
Max Crosby's pretty good.
Yeah, he is pretty good. I'm trying to. It's one of those teams, right? The Bills last year. It reminds me of the Bills last year. Well, because it's Gruden, right? We know what he brings to the table defensively. He built a really good defensive team in Tampa Bay. He's going to come back. Defense doesn't change a whole lot, man. Obviously, you have a lot more. The field is a lot more open, and people run a lot more. But as a functional, defense doesn't change too much now. So John Gruden's going to put a good defense on the field. The offense is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I like what the Raiders bring to the table.
Yeah, and I admitted the Raiders are pretty good, but I did not believe in Derek Carr. He's proved me wrong so far, and I'm willing to eat that crow. If Derek Carr goes out there and leads them to the playoffs, hey, I'm all for it because, I like what the Raiders have put together. Solid offensive line. I do believe that Gruden is an underrated head coach. Defense is a work in progress, but that offense, they can score some points, man. So I don't knock you for saying the Raiders. I want to see how Derek Carr continues to play before I anoint them. But we'll see, man. Well,
Right.
Reagan, that's pretty much all I have, man. Anything else you want to say before you exit the juice alert?
Y'all keep on running up this dude's stuff. Hey, what'd you hit? 2,000 subscribers the other day?
I'm almost at 3,000 now.
Almost at 3,000. So yeah, stay tuned for that one, man. This dude's putting in a lot of work, producing a lot of good content. And you know the thing I admire the most, man? As much content as you put out, it never gets watered down. Every video says something, and that's important. You know, it's one thing to say, "Oh, I put out a video every day. I put out a couple videos every week." And when you do that, a lot of people end up losing the substance in their videos. You're not one of those dudes, man. So I wish you all the best. I hope people continue to support you. I'm going to be in your corner, man. Much appreciated you for having me on.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Well, we're going to end this show right here. It's been the Juice Alert, joined by Reagan Griffin Jr. on episode 17. Hope you guys have a safe day, and yeah, I'm out. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juice Alert Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big-time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juice Alert Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.